Now joining us on the line for more on this is Sir Richard Branson himself, Virgin Group founder, and the man behind the new Virgin Galactic SpaceShipTwo. He joins us from the Mojave Desert. Thank you so much for joining us, Sir Branson.
Thank you very much for your interest. We've had a wonderful day today. Last time we were down here, there were a lot of tears. This time there were tears of joy as the new spaceship was unveiled, and she's looking absolutely beautiful.
So, Sir Richard, what does this mean to you then, to be able to unveil this SpaceShipTwo today?
It means a lot to the 700 engineers that have been working on this program for nearly 10 years. So it's been a long time in the coming. And when there was the accident 15 months ago, we had 24 hours, where we really had to sort of ask ourselves questions whether we should continue. Overwhelmingly, everybody said we should. The astronauts who'd signed up, the engineers, members of the public. So, so we pushed on, and tomorrow the spaceship will come out of the hangar and start its tests, and we hope that we can usher in a whole new era of space travel.
Now, you mentioned those tests. What will those tests look like?
Well, initially, the spaceship will literally just be tested up and down the runway. Then she'll be taken up, attached to the mothership and dropped away. And then she'll start flights, small flights, short flights with rocket powered. And then obviously, ultimately, she'll have a long flight traveling at nearly 3 times the speed of sound into space.
So when do you actually expect the spaceship to be ready to go and ready to rocket off?
Well, I think it's ready to go today, but fortunately, I'm not the person that makes these decisions. And we've got wise people who will, will monitor it over the next few months. They'll test it time and time and time again, and then they'll finally give us, the thumbs up. And but we're not, after 10 years, we're not going to hurry it. We've got a lifetime of flights. We don't want any incidents, and we want to be able to create safe space travel for the thousands of people who would love to go to space.
Now, what do you hope that this means for people who are actually able to take that trip to space?
Well, I mean, there's only 500 people who've ever been into space, and talking to those people, they've come back transformed. The Earth we live on is the most incredible planet there is. The Mars is not that very exciting. The Moon's not that very exciting. The Earth is beautiful, so they can look back on this beautiful planet and come back inspired to look after it. There are lots of other things that through this program will become possible. So we'll be able to connect millions of people who are not connected with internet and Wi-Fi access through our satellite program. We'll be able to start planning point-to-point travel at a fraction of the time it currently takes today. So we've got lots of dreams ahead, but the first thing is just to start getting people into space.
Now, today we heard that the EU leaders came together and it was decided, they came to an agreement that UK is going to remain a part of the European Union. How do you feel about that?
I think that it would have been very foolish for the British public to have considered leaving the European Union. The European Union's been, a wonderful group of peaceful countries that have held together, have achieved an enormous amount. If you look back in history, my father was at war with Germany. My grandfather was in the trenches in France. My great-grandfather was at war. Having this wonderful union of countries avoids wars. People can trade with each other. People can live in each other's countries. It's to me, it's a real blessing, and so hopefully today's news will mean that when the referendum comes, people will make the right choice.
Well, I just had to squeeze that question in for you there, but it sounds like a happy day for you on many fronts today. Thank you so much for joining us today, Sir Richard Branson.
Thank you so much. Cheers.